Coco como esa, Coco como esa. Ayaraba si se araba si.
Place as a kid. I wasn't into ocha back then. I didn't know what any of that stuff was. But I'm telling you guys, my uncle had orishas like an oriate. He had all of them under the sun, like a lot. All the big wigs from Agayu and Orishaoko, Lázaro and the whole family. Like he had all those, but then like, you know, probably even like the tiny Kosi veggies, Ogan, Orongan, Irawo, friggin' Ochukwa, Osia, Olosa, all the little ones, Yewa, the ones that people usually forget about. I'm like, he's got mad orishas. And you know what's gonna happen to all those mad orishas? They're gonna get tossed out because it's a bunch of rocks in containers, and that's as far as the people know. It's not a religion, it's just a bunch of fancy containers, a bunch of rocks, and throw them out. Let's see how much we can sell these fancy containers, these fancy chinas and whatnot. Maybe season El Agua looks like an interesting art piece. Maybe we could sell it. Most likely just toss it. Who's gonna buy this little cement head with a bunch of shells in it? Toss it. You know, no prep was done for a tutu. As for hair, having difficulty getting to the body to snip off hair for the ceremony to be done. As for traje de santo, as for the otanes inside of the soperas, all that in Georgia. As for caracolas, maybe they're gone, maybe they're not. As for Ita, maybe they're gone, maybe they're not. He's dead. He can't tell us where this stuff is. He never relayed these intricacies of what he wants done with his religious things. That's not even including the ganga, you know, because you can't have a santero that don't got no palo experience, whatever. You need a palero to deal with his palo stuff. You need a santero to deal with his ocha stuff. And then forget it. If he was a friggin' babalao, that'd be a whole nother, oh, now you gotta have Ifa rights. You know, you have your ocha rights after death, your palo rights, what happens to the ganga? The orisha, do they wanna stay? Do they wanna go? Who wants to stay? Who wants to go? And if it's Ifa, you have to have a whole nother other ceremonies, a plethora of other Ifa ceremonies that gets done. Maybe it's a woman that also has the Iyami ceremonies from Africa and the Ajay ceremony, the witch ceremonies in Africa. Maybe you're also initiating to voodoo, and there's certain things that gotta be done with the body and the potets and all that stuff. No prep was done for this man for any of his initiations. As far as I know, palo and ocha. If a person has more, then okay, what happens to the ganga? What happens to the ocha? What happens to the potets and the other stuff in voodoo? If it's sanse, what happens to XYZ? He don't got none of that. So, you know, it's a cautionary tale of when you get initiated, understand that either you take the necessary steps while you are alive to inform your religious family or your biological family. These are my beliefs and this is what needs to be done. This is the money upon my death that's going to be used for my funeral. This is the money upon my death that's going to be used for my tutu. This is where my hair is located. This is where my caracoles are located. This is where my traje de santo is located. And the misas that are involved upon a person's death. And what's gonna happen to my negra, to the stuff on my bóveda. These are conversations that need to be had. You know, there are people that don't like to talk about death, but at the end of the day, let's face it, like there's no escaping. We are all going to die. I'm going to die, you're going to die one day. And the idea that, you know, he was only 70 years old. He got 20 more years maybe. You know, like he was a very unhealthy guy. And, you know, those are things that should be discussed. We don't know what tomorrow brings. You know, just because a person gets crowned, that their life is just one giant, you know, Lollapalooza and everything goes great. No, like he was really unhealthy. He was blind in one eye, had like 3 triple bypass surgeries in his heart and all that. And he collapsed in his house and no one was around. And now you have this Santero who, no hair for the tuto, no traje de santo, none of the otanes for the ochas, all that's in Georgia. All that gets thrown out. That's it. the secret from the river, thrown out. Everything gets thrown out. So if you want to avoid that for yourself, then make sure that you involve somebody. Everybody needs somebody. If you put it in a will and your family doesn't believe, at least write down, contact these certain persons, you know, your husband, your wife, your children, to take care of certain things, so that the well-being of your spiritual life as a soul, as an egun, is taken care of, so that you're not in limbo as a muerto, as an egun, as a dead person. Because now the person is, now he don't get no itutu, Ochun is still on his head, she's supposed to be going, all the secret rituals that gets done in itutu to remove the ocha from the head, that doesn't get done. All the stones, you know, in the soperas and the secrets in the sopera, they have to get caracol. Do they want to stay with this person, that person, or do they all want to go? What's going to happen in that case? It all gets thrown out. That's it. So if you want to avoid that, take the necessary steps, the necessary financial measures, the necessary conversations, the uncomfortable conversations of, when I die, this is what I want done. This is what I need done because I am crowned, because I'm a palero, because I'm an ugan, or a mambo, or a palero, or a babalao, or an aluo, or a sansista, whatever. Make sure that you take the necessary steps for your own life, because you are accountable for your own spiritual life. Ain't nobody else accountable. This is an example of a man who did not take any of those necessary measures. He didn't care. He was disillusioned. It wasn't a big deal. And now people are scrambling. Oh, he was a Santero, but he was a hermit too. So it's, you know, it's not like he was big in the community, and the community is all gathering together to aid in that process, like they did for Stuart Myers, you know, Ibaye, Ochanilele, the author. I remember upon his death, brain complications, brain cancer, something. Wonderful author, Ibaye to him, and incredible contributions made by him. And the community came together. My uncle, ain't no one know who he is. A crowned Olocha, and he got no preps done, no, and so now his Orisha, his Itutu, his hair, the traje de santo, all that stuff that's supposed to be involved in the ceremonies, nowhere to be found. The Kanakolo is nowhere to be found. And that's, you know, another topic is like the hair. A lot of people that don't have the hair because it gets kept with the godparent. What if the godchild is super duper far away? What if there's a split between the godparent and the godchild? Oh, if the godparent dies, it goes to the yubona. And then from the yubona, I guess, I can't remember where I guess it goes to the oriate. Like, I personally disagree with that. I think it should be in the hands of the person who owns the hair, or at least someone who's like closer than 3,000 miles away in California or wherever. But that's just my opinion. What the hell do I know? Okay, so let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm actually gonna break this up into 2 videos just because I don't want this to be too super duper long. Let me know what you guys think and if you have any similar stories, okay? El Conquistador over now.